Good morning, myself. I'm R. Akshaya. I'm from CSIT branch and my ID is 21955A3301. My AAT Tech Talk subject is Software Quality Assurance and Testing, while the topic is a software development process for small projects. Introduction. In software engineering, a software development process is a process of dividing software development work into smaller, parallel, or sequential steps or subprocesses to improve design and or product management. It is also known as software development lifecycle, which is SDLC. The methodology may include pre-definition of specific deliverables and artifacts that are created and completed by a project team to develop or maintain an application. Most modern development processes can be vaguely described as agile. Other methodologies include waterfall, prototyping, iterative, and incremental development, spiral development, rapid application development, and extreme programming. A lifecycle model is sometimes considered a more general term for a category of methodologies, and a software development process a more specific term to refer to a specific process chosen by a specific organization. Citation: for example, there are many specific software development processes that fit the spiral lifecycle model. The field is often considered a subset of the system's development lifecycle. Software development lifecycle. Whether you plan it or not, every piece of software goes through a similar path from idea to launch day. Collectively, the steps of this path are called the software development lifecycle, simply called as SDLC for short. The SDLC is the sequence of steps that take place during the development of a piece of software. Traditionally, each step creates an output, whether an idea, document, diagram, or a piece of working software, which is then used as the input of the next step, and so on until you hit your goal. But maybe even more than that, using a formalized SDLC has a number of other benefits, such as creates a common vocabulary for each step along the way. The second criteria includes defines communication channels and expectations between developers and project stakeholders. The third benefit includes sets clear roles and responsibilities for your entire team, so-called developers or designers or project managers and whoever it might be, etc. The fourth benefit includes provides an agreed upon definition of done for each step to stop scope creep and help keep the project moving. The final benefit, which includes formalizes how to handle bugs, feature requests, and the updates. So these are the benefits which can be formalized by SDLC. The 7 stages of the SDLC. If you're a project manager, you're probably already familiar with the different steps in the SDLC. As the shepherd for a digital project, you have to think about everything from requirements to stakeholder communication, development, and ongoing maintenance. These steps are all pretty much the same across any software development process you use. However, as we'll go into later, the order and sequence they occur in can change depending on your needs, goals, and project team size. For example, some steps might be combined, duplicated, or run in parallel. First step, which is analysis and planning. Once a customer or stakeholder has requested a project, the first step of the SDLC is planning. This is usually means looking into alignment. How does this project connect to your company's larger mission and goals? Resource availability and allocation. Do you have the people and tools you need to take this on? Or do you need to hire a new development team? Project scheduling. How does this work project fit within your company's goals and other tasks? Cost estimation. How much is it going to cost? The planning phase ensures you are starting off on the right foot. So try to make sure you include all of the departments that are going to be impacted by this project, including project managers, developers, operations, security, and key stakeholders. Second, requirements. The next step is to understand the technical requirements of this project. Every piece of software, whether it's an app, a website redesign, or new feature, needs to solve a customer problem. Once your development team gets the answers to these questions, they can start to scope out technical requirements, testing terms, and decide on a technology stack. This phases is also where you might start sprint planning. If you are using an agile software development process or break down large tasks into more actionable steps. Third is a design and prototyping. With the requirements in place, it's time to start designing what this software will look like and how it will function. We are not talking about aesthetics here but functionality and flow. Depending on the software development process you are following, this phase of the SDLC might mean you create simple wireframes to show how interactions will work in the software, or make more full-fledged prototypes using a tool like Marvel or InVision to test with users. Alternatively, you might decide you need more user feedback and do a design sprint to quickly get a feature or idea in front of your users. Software development. With everyone on board with the software's proposed functionality and design, it's time to build it according to the requirements and SOW. This phase is obviously the hardest and potentially the riskiest stage of the SDLC. However, whether you're working in agile sprints, building out an MVP, or using the more traditional waterfall method, the goal here is to stick to the SOW, avoid scope creep, and build clean, efficient software. Fifth is the testing. As your team is developing the software, you'll most likely be simultaneously testing, tracking, and fixing bugs. However, once the features are complete and the product is deemed ready to go, you'll need to do another round of more in-depth testing. This could mean releasing the product to a small group of beta testers or using UX tools to track how users interact with it. While testing could be another long stage of the SDLC, it's important to make sure you are not shipping buggy software to real customers. As we wrote in our guide to bug tracking tools and work, bugs can kill your reputation, make you lose revenue, and worst of all, take up hours of development time that could have been put towards building new features. The sixth includes deployment. With the heavy lifting out of the way, it's time to launch your software to all of your users. What we are talking about here is pushing your code into the production, not coming up with and implementing a go-to market strategy. That's more up to your scale and marketing teams. Maintenance and updates. The SDLC isn't over. Once your software is in the wild, it's a life cycle, remember. The ending of one phase is just the beginning of another, and that goes for post-launch as well. Requirements and customer needs are always evolving, and as people begin to use your software, they'll undoubtedly find bugs, request new features, and ask for more or different functionality. Not to mention the basic upkeep and maintenance of your application or software to ensure uptime and customer satisfaction. All of these requests need to flow back into your product backlog of task list so they can be prioritized and become part of your production roadmap. The five best software development process can be included as the first is a waterfall model. It's a software development process. It's one of the oldest and most traditional models for building software. It is for teams with rigid structure and documentation needs. Second is Agile and Scrum. It's for dynamic teams doing continuous updates to products. Incremental and iterative. It's for teams with clear requirement who want more flexibility than the waterfall method provides. V-shaped. It's for teams working on the smaller projects. Fifth one is a spiral. It is used for risk averse teams working on the large projects. Thank you.